you see me cut this out yesterday. This is the piece that come out of this section here in order to get that piece in. I've got this piece here, and I've also got the piece on the other side. Come to the other side, Queen Jolene. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and it's Fun Day Sunday. I have a patch panel or a piece that someone has made. I'm thinking I know who done this work, and he was a really good body man. But anyways, this piece has been made. It must have came from the original, I guess. This piece has been made, but I think I want to cut that out to get this shape here. On the other piece that you've seen on the other side that I cut out, it was all rotten and it's not there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece out, this wheel well out. Then that'll give me a chance to make my new patch panel that I made for this side. It'll give me a chance to put that on. I don't want to put that on with that wheel well in there because I want to do it the way I did on the other side. But if we take a look here for a second, I'm going to explain a few things before I get rocking and rolling. I'm thinking about, I've got it sectioned, and we're thinking about channeling it a little bit, and that means going down over the chassis. I'm thinking that this car was channeled down over the chassis a little bit from the beginning when it was new. I'm just not sure how far I want to channel it because I still want to be able to drive it. When you section it, channel it, and chop it, you are shrinking things drastically. As I take this wheel well and I put it, or I show you this here, it's got a, you see that right there? That right there would not go against this because the places where it has the beads in it would hold it out from the inside skirt. So I'm thinking that this went on like this. That went on top. There's a little line right here and the beads are right there. I'm thinking that it went on top like that, and then it looks to me like the rest of it would have connected to the skirt. So basically that's exactly how it would have went. So you can see that's basically exactly how it would have went. If I channel it, then that means that the wheel well, if I put the wheel wells in exactly the same, that means that comes down and that holds it out from the inside skirt. So that's the dilemma I'm in right now. I don't really know a lot what's going on with the car, but basically I want to build some wheel wells. So that's where it's supposed to be. So you would see that this inside skirt, if I can hold that there, that inside skirt would be cut off right there. And that's how much extra I have. And the reason I have extra is because of that channeling thing that we were going to go do. Not sure if I want to do that anymore. I'm not sure. But that's basically where it would go. And you can see how the spot welds are ripped out and where it would have hit on that inside panel. I'm going to cut the other inner fender out, or the other inner wheel well out. And then we'll take them, we'll place them on a piece of metal. We'll radius the edge a little bit, and we'll decide how we're going to do the beads. Let's do it. I'm going to do this first. So this is the passenger side. Let's go cut out, no, that's the driver's side. Let's cut out the passenger side. This one was, I think it was torch welded in. They did a fantastic job torch welding it in, but I'm going to cut it out and do my own. And you can do the exact same thing if you want to. Now, I may as well just cut it out. I'm going to cut. Let's cut it out. that on. Just a little spot. Now, set free on that. I'm going to see if I can grind that off and get that off, and we'll just do a little bit better job trying to get that welded on there. All right, this is my piece. Now, what I'm thinking is, and I'm not sure if you're thinking the exact same thing I am or not, but I'm going to have the one flat piece, so I'm going to have a pattern of this, and then I'm going to have a strip of metal that I can wrap it around like this. The strip of metal that I'm going to have, the strip of metal that I'm going to have on this, as you can see, there's probably an inch or more left inside the car, so I'm going to have to go to my widest part. I'm going to say there's 4 3/4, so I'm saying we'll say 6 inch would be probably the widest it's going to have to be to get in there. So I'm going to have a 6 inch piece. The exact same thing if you were tubbing your car, if your frame was narrow or whatever, but this is not tubbed. So if I had a 6 inch piece welded on the top of this all the way around, and then what's going to happen is when we apply the body to the car, I'm going to shove the wheel well in, trace the access, cut it off, and then I can weld it to my opening. Now let's take this off. This one here's the original one. This is the aftermarket repaired one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that piece out because I want that shape right there. That doesn't look like to be a bad shape. Let's get it out. I'm get the zip cut changed here. Get that out. Thanks everybody for coming back. I really appreciate it. It's Fun Day Sunday. This is the last day before we all go back to work and get something done. And if you get something a little bit done on your project, I'm sure you'll be happy. I know I usually am, that I get something done. It makes me happy. And where the piece of the quarter panel, I come up here and I thought this morning I'd put that on, but basically I have to cut the wheel wells out of it to get that piece put on so I can apply the new wheel well to the new quarter panel. But let's get this off. There's our piece. I'm thinking that I want to straighten it out just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if I want to leave a hammer on it or not. It would just straighten it out a little bit. I'm not going to hammer on it. I would say use an 18 gauge also. Let's do this. If I flap her, see, this is what's going on here. We got it radiused a little bit. She's a little bit jagged there, but this is the shape that I want. Now, if I take this over to here, I want to check this out for a second. I'm just going to pull this out. Oh, don't want to do that. Don't want to damage the door. Now, I want to see if it fits the apron, that inside apron that I have of the car. That doesn't fit too bad, That fits pretty decent. You can see how that fits all the way along going on? I'll show you on this side. Flatten it out, I suppose. Just so flatten that radius out a little bit, and then we'll see. Watch yourselves here. Just so I can try it on here to show you. And when I get that put in there like that, that fits nice there. You can see how it fits all the way along there. That fits pretty decent. That's right flush with that. It's got a little tuck down right here, but that's all flush coming all the way along there. Looks good. Alrighty, just not going to get a true read if I use this as a pattern and beat that all down. I'm not going to get a true read on what's going on. Let's do this. Let's flatten this all out. That one's all rotten, obviously, and not cut apart, so I can use this one. Kind of like an archaeological hunt, I guess. Hunting for the right shapes to make what I want. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I do not have, let's check it out. Shouldn't say that before I do it. Does that shape that goes on the other way. I'm going to go to the other side. I don't think I have that shape. I shove that in there. It's off. You know, like if I pull it down to fit, if I got it fitting up front somewhat. Let's do this. Do not have that shape on the top. I do there somewhat, I guess. This is what I'm going to do. Take a piece of cardboard. Let's see if I can get a shape out of this. Are you able to hold that for me, sweetheart? I get in there and make a shape. Just kind of. I'm gonna have to get in there, I think. Nope. Right, just down the back. Excuse me. Let's do that. I think I've got a shape going on. Go carry it on. And that is my shape. Take this bad boy. That can be for any side. The shape can be for any side. See, that's what I'm That one's at the back. That one's at the front. Pull that up. Yeah, see? Let's do this then. I'm gonna do this. Bum, 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 bum. It's gonna give me a lot more than I need, but generally that's what a person tries to do, isn't it? Take more than what they need. I guess. Nope, I don't like, I'm gonna do this. The reason I'm gonna do that is because I might want to bring that wheel well goes up like this and around and then tucks back up again. It tucks up early in front of this thing. I might want to tuck it up so it comes up to this piece. And I can always cut it off after, always. So I'm thinking that right there, I know this shape, we'll cut the shape out and we'll stick it in the other wheel opening and see if it works. Made a little extra, lots extra up here, lots extra, a lot extra down there. But I think we got the right shape. I'm gonna take a piece of knife, cut that. This way here, I'm allowed to do anything I want to this panel. You know, I'm going somewhat where they went originally with maybe the bead rolls or the body lines in the wheel opening. But basically you can do whatever you want. But if you have no wheel wells in your car, I'm showing you right at the present moment the easy way to make them or make it work. Didn't that cut? Didn't sound like it was cutting, did it? That's something. All the way around that, it didn't cut a damn thing. Oh shit. Anyways, let's do it again. Nope, pull back in. Back in. I take my razor blades once I'm done with them, and I throw them in our cans. So when there's a razor blade that's laying around, I'll throw it into a can of water that we've drank or something like that so no one gets hurt. It's a good idea. This is not cutting very well, like not at all. Maybe I'll start with scissors. I guess if it doesn't work, go to something else. Probably should have went there first. If you're into building a hot rod that's deer-licked like this one, these are the videos you want to watch, that's for sure. And the reason I say that is because we're taking it from ground zero right to the, you know, where it can be put on the body and it can be used as something. You know, a lot of cars, the wheel wells are gone. You know, instead of just trying to patch them up and that sort of stuff. You can make brand new ones. You can. All right. Let's do this. That shape fits that fairly decent. There we go. Now we got a shape there that fits that. Maybe even a little bit. In the back, we're off some, I see. Take it to the other side. Seems a bit off. It does. I think what we'll do is we'll make each piece scribe to the opening that we have. So if I put that on there, that should go down there. It doesn't fit bad. It's pretty decent. Fits nicer than it did before. So that's our piece on the inside. So what happens is we'll put a 6-inch piece along here. We'll weld it all the way along. Then when we get the body on, then we're able to shove our wheel well in till it hits the skirt. This piece here hits the skirt of the inside there. And then the 6-inch piece will be hanging out this way. Whatever's too long, like I said before, we scribe it, cut it off, put it back in, and weld it. Right at the present second, I want to do this. I want to transfer this to a piece of metal. Generally, what I'll do, because to me it does not matter a whole lot. Generally what I'll do is I'll take this piece of metal here and I'll cut that, and then we'll just lay our 6-inch piece right on top of it like that, and then we'll butt weld together. Then there's a sharp edge on that. I'm going to radius these ones. I'm not sure why, just because I feel like it, I guess. But in all honesty, you might notice from the inside, with no fenders on it, you'll notice from the outside that they're sharp. I find that the interior is an easier thing to make when it's a sharp edge there than the round edge. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of metal. We're going to do that. We're going to we're going to trace it, we're going to radius it, and we're going to put the bead in it so it looks like something that we would use. Pattern can't move unless you want to. Got to keep it tight and right. Okay, there's our inside piece for this side. I think I'm going to do a little bit of messing with it for the other side. I'm going to cut that with a zip cut. Let's make some noise. Don't really want to make the noise, but it is what it is. How do you do work on a car without making noise? Not sure. I've tried it before and it don't work. We'll cut that out though. And then we'll radius the edge. And we possibly might even put the beads in it so it looks like factory. Cutting this 18 gauge or cut anything off a car. The zip cut, when you're cutting with that, I think there was a comment when Colton was cutting the back off. If you get that blade stuck in there too far, it can become dangerous. And you know what? I should have voiced that to Colton and let him know. Do not get the grinder in too far when you're cutting something. You watch when I'm cutting something, I'm only got that zip cut in there probably 1/4 of an inch most times. And that way there, it's not going to get the chance of busting and flying all apart and tearing you up, that sort of stuff. But I will mention that to Colton the next time he's cutting something, not to get the grinder disc too far lodged into your metal, and that's where you can get caught up and get in trouble.
Now, let's try it on there. Just gonna set it in there. We've got something, looks like it would fit. Looks really good. Good. Now I have this. I said I was gonna radius the edge. Radius the edge, I'm gonna turn it over a little bit, like so. I went outside. I have a friend in probably a half hour away. And what he does, you know, he's retired, but he does do the odd thing. He has he makes wheel arches. He makes wheel arches for Chevy trucks. So what he does, he cuts it out and he does the bend and he makes the wheel arch like that. And then he bends the edge all over. And what he does, he bends the edge all over. What he's done, he's cut a piece of wood and he clamps it in between two pieces of wood, and then he taps it all around the edge and he makes that wheel lip all in one piece. And it's a great idea. I just never go there because then I have to getting into wood and getting the saw out, jigsaw out and cutting wood, and how many times am I going to use that pattern when I cut it out? You know, if I was making wheel lips for cars and trucks, you know, for a certain year, well, sure, I'd go over and cut that out and make sure I could make them all the time. I'd have it there, you know, whatever. But generally, I do not make things over and over and over and over and over. So basically, I do not go for the wood, shaving it, cutting it, clamp it in between and do that. I just don't do it because I just don't do enough of one thing to make it worth my while. But what I have here is I have a rim that has, I don't like how that center, I'd almost cut that center out if I could, but Don't think I'm going to cut that center out. Let's get a couple pieces of wood. Right behind you, Jolene. You smell good. Let's do this. It's kind of, I don't know. Get it sitting there halfway decent. Not sure. Just want to get it set in there so it's not rolling around. Ouch. Yeah, let's do this. Which side am I using this for? I want to radius this edge. Now, generally, like I said, just going to radius it a little bit. I'm stretching the metal right at the present moment as I stretch it down over there. I'm going to draw a little line all the way around there so I know how far I want to take it in. What I mean by take it in, I can see where it's going across the round part. Well, I don't want to go too far. I want to make the same distance all the way around. So let's do this. It's going to radius it that much. Way there, I know. I haven't gone too far. Got a little line there to show me. Just gonna get around this rim. Reason I chose this rim, it's got a nice round shape on it. I'm not going to be bruising anything too drastically to get what I need done. Oh, don't want to do that. Don't go too far. I radiused it the wrong way. This has got to be for the passenger side. That's okay. It's got to be for the passenger side. Just breaking the edge. I can see as I'm hitting it, you can see that line right across there. You can see that where the rim is. You can see where I'm bending it down. I just have to watch it and make sure I get it on the line. Basically. Do a little bit more. I am sweating. Why? Why am I sweating, darling? Now I can push it right into the fence. See that little line going on there? Gotta get it past that. I don't want to hit it real hard. I don't want it like going all crazy on me. You can see it's doing this. Can you see it doing that? See how crooked it is? Show you how to fix it. Off the wood, obviously. Get on there. Let's get back here and get back to the good stuff. Got it sort of radiused a little bit. This. See where it wrinkled on me? That's fine. Now, what has to happen is I'm trying to shrink that, and where it's wrinkled on me. Generally, what I would do, I just split it, bend it over. Whatever overlaps, I cut it away, or I split it again, and then I weld it back together. But basically what I can do to bring that back, it's going this way. It's going this way. If I want to bring it back straight, I'll just take this edge all the way along here and put it in the shrinker and bring it back. Let's try it. No, let's do it. The shrinker's put away. That don't matter. Let's do it. Pull this off. Let's put this on. This machine here was built by Tommy Harms, and it was for when Gene Winfield came to Nova Scotia. He would use this for his workstation. So Gene used to come here a few times. This came here a few times to do courses on shaping metal, and this was his bench and stuff that he would use and take to all his classes to bend metal. And I acquired this from Danny Brown, Roy Brown. Now, you can see how I've got it like that. It's all messed up. We need to get the shrinker. Which one is the shrinker? The shrinker is the one that's got the gap between the teeth. And the reason it's got the gap between the teeth is because when it comes down, the gap goes together and it shrinks it, pulls it back together. Let's do this. Put that in there. I'm just going to shrink that all the way along that edge. And when we're done, it'll be straight again. Had to knock out the dents I'm putting in it, or the marks I'm putting in it, but that's the part of doing metal work, I guess. You can see I'm going too far. See how it's going too far? So just slow down here a little bit. Slow down, Chatty. Doesn't have to go quite that heavy. Haven't got some of the fancy tools. Doesn't bother me. Basically, I don't need them. I can do whatever I want with what I got. And you can too. Don't go in there. A little hard on everything I did. But. You can see this. Well, see how that's like this? You see that? How it's like this? What? Put in this bad boy. It won't be doing it no more. Right? We're shrinking it. It actually went too hard that time. Now it's back the other way. Can you see it back the other way now? I can. Now we're just going to go over there. We'll just go slow. Go slow. And then we'll hammer it again. Really does depend on how much time you want to put into something, you know. Where the car is like pretty good metal on the top, I might as well do a fairly decent job on the pieces that I'm putting in it. Up against the rim if I can. There we go. Now, look how nice and straight we are now. Huh? Got a fairly nice piece going on right now. I'm not going to radius that much anymore, and the reason being is when I add the next piece to it, I can radius that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to lay this down. Just going to lay it down, and I'm going to go along it, and I'm going to eye it up, what I don't like or what I don't think straight, and then I'm going to make it straight. You can see how it's wobbly right there. Look, see how it's wobbly right here? That's wobbly. Just take a hammer. Make it straight. You know? That's all we're going to do. Make it straight all the way along. Great. Now we can keep going on that. Bring it over a little bit further if you want. Give us a little bit more of a radius. Once it's bent, then you're able to, radius over as much as you want. Now we've had something there that's decently straight, decently straight, and got a nice radius on it. It's not like we had quite a radius on that one. We're not picking nothing apart, that's for sure. But now we've got a decent thing there. Now we can run our piece along this edge like that. When we grind it off and when we weld it, then we got a nice little radius going on there. We haven't got a big as radius as that, obviously. Don't need that. All I need is something that's going round. If I wanted that big of a radius, I would have started my pen mark way in here and then beat it on that or whatever. So that's my first piece. Let's do this. Let's go over here. This is on, well, I made this the passenger side because I ended up taking off and doing the radius on the wrong side. As I go over here and I line up my metal, what I'm doing there, I'm just I'm flushing it up. So all I'm doing is flushing her up. Right there is where it ends. So what I'm gonna do, do I have my marker on me? Nope. I'll get it. Right here. Let's do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just matching it up. I'm holding my hand underneath there and I'm matching it up so I see no metal. Right till I come back to here. I'm just matching it up and then I'm going to mark a line. And then we're going to do this. I'll go back on. Go here and match it up so this, and I'm going to come farthest ahead I can until it stops looking good. What I mean by stops looking good is I got metal showing. Let's do that. Seems to be good, isn't it? Stay. Let's make that stay. I want you to stay. What? No, just want to make it stay, that's all. Once it stays, I'll be happy. The bench is full. All right. Now, and that right there is obviously my chassis. Remember when I was talking about the bead rolls? If I have them too far down, well then when it comes time for this to sit against that, it's not going to sit against it if I... Where's that at? Here we go. So what's going to happen is, let's do this. Now this is the piece for in here. And the reason being is I radiused the piece the wrong way. That's going in there like so. Let's do this. Can't see. I want to put the 3 beads in on it, and I really can't tell. Let's go back over here for a second. So, if I was on this side, that's the back. Looks somewhere close, doesn't it? I just want to see where the beads are. And the beads are right here. I'm just going to take it over and set it on this side, see what it looks like. See if it's in the right area. I take them all that on like so. Seems to be somewhat right, does it not? Looks right to me. So if I keep my bead up here, and then I can get all this to come down on the side of the chassis. All this metal here will weld to this, or spot weld, or whatever you want to do to it. If I got that down to here, then it would hit. And it, like I said, it would not flush up. That's back there, to me. It goes like that. I don't know if I like that one, where it's back there like that. I'm guessing here. I'm guessing. Like that. Alrighty. Let's try one. And this will be the pattern for the other side, I guess. I'll do the exact same thing. I have the cutout over there. I'll do the cutout and do the exact same thing. When I radius it, I'll radius it the other way, obviously. Now, I have this bead roller out. Something like the shrinker stretcher. What am I going to say? Maybe a lot of shops wouldn't have them in their shop, but they are so so useful when it's necessary. Like that really worked out nice to bring that back. Now, what I have here is I have a bigger die. This die was made for me a long time ago because I wanted one bigger than the other ones that you were given. And it looks like a pretty decent one for doing this. Now I want the beads out. I got it marked on the right side because that's going to be out. Let's do this. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get that radius through there. That's not probably should have did the bead first. Might be my first mistake. Might be my first mistake. Do this way. Nope. Not my first mistake. Probably. There's many more mistakes to come, that's for sure. Now, I'm going to guess on this. And the reason I'm going to guess. So, I'm just going to go down, across, then back up, and then one in the center. I'm just kind of wondering if I should draw myself a nice straight line to go by. Think I should? Just freehand it. Go for it. That's what she told me to do, boys. She told me to go for it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for it. Just going to clamp that down. Now, I'm going to be able to get that through there. I'm gonna go a little bit more. Hope that didn't do anything. Probably not sure if it did or if it didn't. Let's do this. Remember, this is in the wheel well, so if it's not looking the best, it's in the wheel well. All right, just going to knock it back. Haha. Nice. This could be practice, you know, for the real run. Oh, it'll pan out. Good. Awesome. We'll play with that a little bit. Probably could put a little bit more in the center. Not going in there like that. What we can do is we can just do it again. Try to get a little bit more. There's another thing too. You can set up a piece of plywood and cut that and bend that and do all that sort of stuff. But basically, I do it with what I got. Get a little bit more on it. Probably do it a couple more times. Didn't do bad. Now we got something that this is front of the back. So this would go like this. I was supposed to go the other way with that, was I? No. It does not matter, does it? Front. That's the front. Inside. Yeah, I was supposed to go the other way, but it does not matter, does it? Now, if I'm this way. Should be just about top of the, there you go, there's our marks, right there. And then we'll be in our wheel well. You can see there, see it? All right, everybody, there's a start. There's the start. And I'm glad I went the other way, to be honest with you. There's the start. We got the inside wheel well opening. Then we run a 6-inch piece on this part. And then when we go to put it on the chassis, we'll slide it in, like I said before, and mark it. So let's go from there. Basically do it with a rim, a shrinker, and a die to make a couple marks in it. And we got it rocking and rolling. I'm happy with it. When we get the piece on, we can knock it around, do a little bit of this and a little bit of that to it to make it work exactly how we want. I think it's fantastic. Alrighty, you come back tomorrow. Colton will be in. Probably no doubt in my mind, I'll have him welding the 6-inch piece on those, getting them finished up, and then I'll be on the other part trying to get the other quarter panel finished off, get that piece done, and we'll see where we're going from there. Come back tomorrow and see us. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe, like, comment, and out.